Hello and welcome back to April May Codes. I'm your host, April May, and I've been away for a while, but I'm back and I'm ready to continue work on my tarot reading and study app. I know in the last video I said I would work on the card spreads next, but I realized that before I can do that, I need the Select a Spread page. So that is what I will be working on in this video, and then in my next video, I'll start on the card spreads. So I'm going to start by creating a new state. So we'll just come here to states, do a new file, and we'll call this choose spread.py and create our class choose spread. It is a state and it will take self game name state.init takes self game and name. Need to import state. All right. Now self.image is going to be pygame.transform.scale. And then we're going to do pygame.image.load assets/back.png. And the size is config.screen width, config.screen height. Let's put that on the next line there. We need to import Pygame. Which one is it? I think it's this one. Yep. And import config. Yeah, that looks good. All right, self.rect is going to be equal to self.image.getRect, and the center is going to be self.midWidth, self.midHeight, and those need to be in parentheses. All right, then we've got self.header font is going to be pygame.font.capital F font, and what are my fonts called? Card names, page titles, text. Okay. So the header font is assets/fonts/page titles.ttf, and the size is 100. Self.header_font.align is going to be pygame.font_center. All right, then self.spread font is going to be pygame.font.font assets/fonts/card names.ttf. Size for that one is 25. And then self.spread font.align is pygame.font_center. And then I'm going to do two separate details fonts because for one of the cards the details is kind of long. So we'll do self.details font. And that is going to be asset/font/text.otf. And size for that one is 25. And we're going to do the same thing. We'll call this small details font. And the size will be 20. And we'll do self.detailsFont.align font center. Small details font.align pygame.font center. put some more space in here. All right. Then self.header is equal to self.header font.render. And we're going to say choose a spread. True for the anti-aliasing, and config.white for the color. Self.header rect is self.header.getRect, and the center is going to be self.mid width and 70. All right, so now I need to create, so I've got just the header that's going to show up on the screen now. So I need to create a card for each of the spreads that I'm going to have as options. And so those are going to be just like we did in the title, the card backs for study and reading. We're going to create card backs for, each of the spreads. So self.one card is equal to a card back, and the position is config dot screen width divided by 4 minus 100, and then config dot screen height divided by 3 plus 50. And the size is 232 by 360. Need to import card back. All right, then we'll do self.to card is equal to a card back. Position is going to be config.screen width divided by 4 plus config.screen width divided by 4. And then the height, we config.screen height divided by 3 plus 50. And it was a lot of playing around with the numbers to get these right. Oh, but we need to put a size in for that. That will be 232 by 360. All right, then we'll do self.3 card. If you remember from my initial introduction video, I've got 5 spreads that I'm doing, and one I haven't even created the layout for just because it's such a complex spread. I don't even know if I'm going to do it. But I've got the other 4, the 1, 2, and 3 card and the Celtic cross. So we've got the card back, and then we're going to do config.screen width. That one is config.screen width minus config.screen width divided by 4. And then config.screen height divided by 3 plus 50. And then same size, 232, 360. I've got self.Celtic cross is equal to a card back. And that one is going to be config.screen width divided by 3. And then config.screen height divided by 3 plus config.screen height divided by 3 plus 50. And the size is 232 by 360. And finally, self.life anchor, card back. And position for that one, config.screen width minus config.screen width, divided by 3. And then we want config.screen height what did I do for that last one? It was screen height divided by 3 plus config dot screen height divided by 3 plus 50. And the size is 232 by 360. All right, so we've got our cards that we can display on the screen now. And now we need text for each of them. So self.oc text is going to be self.spread_font.render one card, true, config.black, none for the background color, and 120 for the wrap length, self.toCard text is self.spread_font.render. What am I doing? toCard, true, config.black, none, and 120. Self.3card text, self.spread_font.render 3 card, true, config.black, none, and 120. And then self.celtic cross text is self.spread_font.render Celtic cross, true, config.black, none, and 120. And then for the life anchor, it's going to be self.spread_font.render life anchor, true, config.black, none. And I did 140 for the wrap length, but I don't recall why. I wonder if the text is just longer, so are the rest on one line? No, maybe. I guess we'll see when we put it on the screen. For now, let's get recs for all of the text that we just created. So self.oc rect is going to be self.oc text.getRect, and the center is going to be equal to self.oneCard.rect.center, because each of these is a card back, so it has a rect, so we can place it in the center of that. Self.toCard rect equal to self.toCard text.getRect. Center is equal to self.toCard.rect.center. Why do I have a line here? Too many blank. Oh, okay. Let's scroll down somewhere. Self.3card rect is equal to self.3card text.getRect. Center is equal to self.3card.rect.center. I know I'm doing a lot of typing without actually showing you what it's looking like, but I promise I'll get there. Self.celtic cross rect is equal to self.celtic cross text.getRect. Center equal to self.celtic cross.rect.center. And then self.display. Nope. Life anchor rect. Self.lifeanchor text.getRect. Center is equal to self.lifeanchor.rect.center. All right, now let's just look at what it looks like so far. So we'll don't necessarily need an update function just yet. So let's just do render. Oops. Oh, there we go. Render, take self and surface. We'll do surface.fill, config.black, surface.blit, self.image, self.rect, and then we'll do surface blitz, self.header, self.header rect, self.one card.image, self.one card.rect, okay. Then we want to do this on the next line. Got one card, self.two card.image, self.two card.rect, self.three card.image, self.three card.rect, self.celticcross.image, self.celticcross.rect, and finally self.lifeanchor.image, self.lifeanchor.rect. And then we're not going to want to display this all the time because we're going to flip the cards and display the like a brief description of each spread. But for now, we'll do surface.blitz, self.oc text, self.oc rect, self.tc text, self.tc rect, self.thc text, self.thc rect, self.cc text, self.cc rect, and finally self.la text, self.la rect. Okay. Now we need to get to this page, so let's go to title. And if we click, let's see, I haven't put any click functionality in here, have I? We have if you hover. Okay, so I need to add if we click. And where exactly are we going to put that? We're going to come in here. If we're not doing study, we're doing reading. So if self.reading, I'm going to spin the card. So we're going to do right under this if else statement, before the last else statement. We'll do if actions left mouse, which is our only action, self.game.next state equals choose spread. Oh my goodness. And then we'll do self.game and the name, which we don't really need, but I put it in there, so we'll put one in there. Let's import choose spread. Okay, so now we just need to do self.game.next, and that should work. Let's see what we got. We got our hover effect so we can check out the study card and the new reading card. And if we click new reading, it fades. Oh, that's not quite right. Oh, you know what? I did the wrong background image. Okay, so I can fix that. We got 1 card, 2 card, 3 card, Celtic Cross, and Life Anchor. But that is not exactly where I want them positioned. I did something wrong, I think. Let's start. Okay, so it should be background. So let's go to choose spread and change the image. That should be background. And let me compare my positioning, because what was wrong? Okay. One card, config.screen width divided by 4 minus 100. And then config.screen height divided by 3 plus 50. They're all 232 by 360. Okay. 2 card, screen width divided by 4 plus config.screen width divided by 4. And then screen height divided by 3 plus 50. Right, that's good. 3 card, config.screen width minus config.screen width divided by 4 plus 100. This should be plus 100 divided by 3 plus 50, so that's good. Then for Celtic Cross, we got config.screen width divided by 3, and then screen height divided by 3 plus screen height divided by 3 plus 50, and then screen width minus screen width divided by 3, and screen height divided by 3 plus screen height divided by 3 plus 50. All right, let's check out how that looks. Whoops. No file assets slash, oh, JPG. Whoops. Let's go here, JPG. That looks better. Yeah, we've got good spacing between them all, I think. No hover effect yet. We haven't added that functionality in, but that looks good for now. So that's where we got all the cards positioned. That's what it's currently looking like. So now we're going to come down to the bottom here below the recs, and we're going to add some variables. We'll say self.display OC for 1 card, self.display TC for 2 cards, self.display THC for 3 card, self.display CC, and self.display LA. That's going to be false, 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 and false. All right, now I need to add the details text and the details recs. Lots of text and typing this video. All right, self.oc details is going to be self.details font.render. And we're going to say quick and easy. And then what do I need to know today? And then a comma. And then we'll say card of the day, month, year, etc. Okay. True. Config.black, none. And the wrap length is 165. 2 card details. It's going to be self.small details font.render. And we'll say, I did double quotes, so we'll do single quotes here. Yes slash no. If slash then. situation slash challenge, and I forgot the single quotes, and ideal slash settling for, etc. I'll say true, config.black, none, and wrap length is 165. Self dot 3 card details, and that one is going to be self dot small, is spelled self. Self dot small details font dot render, and we're going to do situation dash obstacle dash advice, past, present, future, strength, weaknesses, that shouldn't be commas, that should be dashes. Strengths dash weaknesses dash advice, comma, etc. That is true. Config dot black, none, and 165 for the wrap length. All right, almost done. All right, CC details. It's going to be self.details font.render. A general overview spread. True. Config.black. None. 165. And self.la details. Self.details font.render. An in-depth spread looking more deeply at various areas of life. True. Config.black. None. And 165. All right, now we need recs for all of these. Fun stuff. Self dot, I'm just going to say OCD for one card details. Rect. Going to be self dot OC details dot get rect. And center is going to be the same as the center for the up here, the one card text, which is one card dot rect dot center. Same for the rest of these. So self dot tcd equal to self dot tc details dot get rect center self dot two card dot rect dot center self dot thcd is equal to self dot thc, what did I call it? Yeah, thc details dot get rect center is equal to self dot 3 card dot rect dot center self dot ccd, you should say rect. Okay. Self dot cc details dot get rect center equal to self dot celtic cross dot rect dot center. And finally self dot la d rect self dot la details dot get rect center equals self dot life anchor dot rect dot center. All right, those are done. Let's see, what's this? This is the back of the card. I should have called that card back. But I'm gonna bring one more image over because I want, is it this one? Yep. Let's copy that, paste it in asset, back icon. All right, so now we're gonna do self.back image is equal to pygame.image.load asset slash back icon dot png dot convert to alpha. Self dot back rect is going to equal to self dot back image dot get rect, and we're going to put the bottom left equal to 0 and config dot screen height. So 0 will be all the way over here, and the screen height will be all the way at the bottom. So it'll be in the bottom left corner. So the bottom left of the image will be in the bottom left corner. So we're just positioning it right in that bottom left position. So now we need to come back to render and make some changes. Because right now we're not going to see our text, or if we did put our details text on the screen, it would be covering our our spread title text. So we're going to take out this second surface.blitz, and we're going to say if not display OC for display one card. And we're going to do surface.lit self.oc text self.oc rect. And the name's a little bit counterintuitive because I'm saying if not, that should be self.display OC. Okay. Because I'm saying if not display the one card, then we're going to display the one card text. But it should really be display one card details, I guess, but I'm lazy. So if not display one card, then we're just going to display the name. Else, we're going to do surface.blit self.oc details and self.ocd rect. And we're going to do the same thing for each of them. Let's read on the next line. If not self.display tc surface.blit self.tc text self.tc rect, else surface.blit self.tc details self.tcd rect. If not, self.display thc surface.blit self.thc text self.thc rect, else surface.blit self.thc details self.thcd rect. Almost done. If not, self.display Celtic cross surface lit self dot what am I doing? CC text self dot CC rect, else we're gonna do surface lit self dot CC details self dot CCD rect, and finally if not self.display live anchor surface self.blit, self.la text, self.la rect, else, surface.blit, and there's probably a better, much more efficient way to do this, but this is how I did it. Self.la details, self.la direct. Okay. And that is it for that. But we don't have an update function, so let's go ahead and put that in here now. Update, we'll take self delta time and actions. And we're gonna do pause is equal to pygame.mouse.getPause. And we'll say if self.oneCard.rect.collide point pause. We'll do self.oneCard. I call it spin card, which will take delta time. If self.oneCard.spin frame is equal to 10, then the card has spun all the way. So we're going to set self.display one card equal to true. Else self.display one card is equal to false. And then we need to come out here and say else self.display one card is equal to false. And we need to do self.oneCard.exit image, which will take delta time. Because if we're not on the card, that means we're off of the card, so we need to flip the card back over. And then I'm basically just going to do the same thing for the rest of these. But let's make sure that's working for the one card. Let's call reset keys at the end. Okay. Let's go here, new reading, and I'll try and bring this over a bit. And here, perfect. When I hover off of it, it flips back. When we hover on it, it flips over and displays the details. When we're off of it, it flips back and says the card name. And none of the others are doing, my computer's running a bit slow. None of the others are doing anything yet. So I'll go ahead and close that. Okay. My computer just froze for a minute. All right, back to where we were. So we're basically just doing the same thing for each of the card spreads. So if self.toCard.rect.collidePoint pause, we're going to do self.toCard.spinCard, pass in delta time. If self.toCard.spinFrame is equal to 10, self.display the two card text is equal to true. Whoops. Else self.display to card is equal to false. And then we'll come out and do else self.display to card is equal to false. And self.toCard.exit image, pass in delta time. All right, so that's it for the first one and the second one. For the next three, I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to copy it over. So let's see, where are we? Copy that. Come back here. So we got if self.3card.rect, and I called it flip card in my original one, so we'll need to change that to spin card. And then we'll take this. Else, set it to false and do exit image. Here's the Celtic cross, and we're going to say spin card, not flip card. All right, and then we need to come back out of that if statement and do else. And then we got the life anchor. Copy that and paste it here. Let's see, else self.display CC is false. That's good. This should be spin card. All right. That looks good. But there's two things I forgot to do. One is add if we click on the back button. So we're going to come out of the if else statement. So yeah, right here's where we need to be. And we're going to do if self.back rect dot collide point pause. So the mouse collides the back button. If actions left mouse, we'll do self.exit state. And in order for that to work, I need to add the back button to the screen. So we'll come up here to where we're blitting everything on the screen and just add self.backImage, self.backRect. All right, and that should be everything. Let me make sure that it's all working. Fades in here. If I click the back image, see the back image is on the bottom left of the screen. That's perfect. If I click that, it takes us back here. I don't know why that card is flipping when we get back there. But each of these are flipping over, a general overview spread, an in-depth spread. And yeah, these two have a bit more text, so it's a smaller font. But I think that looks pretty good. All right, so that is where I will end the video today. In my next video, I will work on creating the actual spreads themselves and showing how I'm pulling from the database that is, as of yet, non-existent. It's just a bunch of sample text. And not a database. I shouldn't say database. It's just a text file. A dictionary, I think, is what I did. Let me see. Data.py. Yep, just a dictionary in a data.py file. But I will work on creating the readings, the spreads themselves, and pulling the information from that dictionary so you have the card meaning when you're doing the reading for each spread. So that is what we will be working on next. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like and leave a comment, and I'll see you next time.